Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping headfirst into the wild, brilliant, and honestly, pretty chaotic world of artificial intelligence right now, in the middle of 2025. You see, the promises are getting bigger and bolder than ever, but so are the stakes. So let's kick things off with the big visionaries. When you hear Mark Zuckerberg say something like this, he's not just talking about a slightly smarter chatbot on your phone. No. His goal is personal superintelligence. He's imagining an AI so powerful, so integrated, that it enhances literally every part of your life. It's a really bold, almost utopian promise. But for every beautiful utopian vision, there's always a flip side, right? And Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei paints a very, very different picture. He's predicting that this exact same technology could just wipe out half of all entry-level professional jobs. And not in some distant future, but within the next 5 years. That's not just a disruption, that's a full-on societal earthquake. And just to round out this picture, you have Google's Sundar Pichai putting it in the bluntest terms you can imagine. He's acknowledging that the actual extinction risk from AI is, in his words, pretty high. So you've got 3 of the most powerful leaders in the industry, and 3 totally different clashing realities, all happening at once. This is the central conflict that's driving everything we're about to talk about. So this clash of visions, you've got empowerment on one side, mass job displacement on the other, and, potential existential risk. It's fueling this absolutely insane global arms race. But the weapons here aren't missiles. The currency is capital, it's infrastructure, and it's human genius. Just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, let's look at the money. Meta alone is forecasting it'll spend somewhere around $70 billion, almost all of it on building out its AI infrastructure. We're not talking about just buying a few more servers. This is like building the foundational layer for a whole new digital world. And because of that, the financial stakes are just mind-boggling. This year, both NVIDIA and Microsoft blew past the $4 trillion valuation mark. Think about that. That's not some slow, gradual climb. It's a rocket ship. And the fuel is 100% the belief that AI is about to redefine the entire global economy. But it's not just about the hardware, not just the silicon and the data centers. The real war, the most intense battle, is for the people, for the talent. OpenAI recently handed out a staggering $4.4 billion in stock. That's more than their yearly revenue, all to keep and attract the world's best AI minds from snatchers like Meta. In this new economy, the people who can actually build these things, they are the ultimate prize. Okay, so all this money, all this brain power is being poured into this arms race. What are we actually getting out of it? Let's take a look at how all this abstract code is starting to become a very real, tangible part of our world. Well, the positive impact is already pretty amazing. I mean, we're seeing AI being used to piece together old weather data to find fishermen who were lost at sea decades ago. It's designing brand new materials, like a paint that can actually cool buildings down without using energy, or a new kind of low-carbon cement. It's the engine behind brain interfaces, helping paralyzed patients communicate. And for the very first time, AI has designed synthetic DNA that can control genes. These aren't just small steps forward. These are fundamental, game-changing breakthroughs. And if we zoom out to a planetary scale, you have things like Google's Alpha Earth. It's basically a virtual satellite, an AI that's creating a real-time, living, breathing digital copy of our entire planet. Organizations are already using it to track floods and wildfires the second they start, which is completely changing how we handle disaster response. And hey, it's not all high-minded science. AI is also getting deep into our culture. This year, this trend just exploded, with millions of people using AI image tools to turn themselves into stylized action figures. It's kind of the perfect example of AI making creativity accessible to everyone. Suddenly, anybody with an idea can be a creator. But of course, it also kicked off a huge backlash from human artists who are now using the same trend to fight back and champion their handcrafted work. The revolution is also literally hitting the streets. Uber just announced plans to roll out a fleet of 20,000 self-driving taxis. This is a huge deal because it takes AI from being a tool on our screens to a physical, autonomous thing navigating our real-world cities right alongside us. But here's the thing. For every single one of these cool new applications, there's a consequence. This incredibly fast, world-changing progress, it comes with a really profound and often a really painful human cost. So as we're celebrating all these incredible advancements, we have to stop and face a pretty difficult truth. All of this progress, it isn't free, which really forces us to ask the hard question, who's actually paying the price for it all? This right here tells a story we are seeing again and again. Microsoft celebrated saving $500 million thanks to AI and automation. For the company, that's a massive win, a huge efficiency boost. But that news landed right after the company laid off 9,000 people. You just can't ignore the connection there. The savings and the job cuts are two sides of the exact same coin. And these hidden costs are popping up everywhere you look. You've got Anthropic facing billions in lawsuits for supposedly training its AI on pirated books. You've got studies showing that AI tools in healthcare are actively downplaying women's health issues. Hertz customers are getting hit with bogus damage fees from faulty AI car scans. A really dark, profitable industry creating AI Nudify websites is just booming. And then there's this. In a courtroom, an AI-generated video of a murder victim was used to speak to his killer. For some, maybe that's closure, but for others, it's a source of profound, unimaginable trauma. So, what is society doing about all this? Well, as these systems get more and more powerful, we're starting to see the very first attempts to create some rules of the road. And what we're seeing is this clear push and pull. On one side, you've got governments trying to step in. The US now has the Take It Down Act to fight deepfakes. Illinois just passed a law banning unsupervised AI from being used in therapy. But on the other side, you're getting serious pushback. Meta, for one, flat out refused to sign the EU's voluntary AI guidelines. This right here, this is the battle that's going to define the next few years. The push for rules versus corporate resistance. And all of this leaves us right here. The technology is just accelerating. It's learning to do things that we always thought were uniquely human. It can write, it can see, it can even reason. So the biggest question we face isn't really about what AI can do anymore. It's about what we want it to be. What values, what ethics, what parts of our own humanity should we be teaching it? That's the real challenge ahead of us.